Hi guys, great to see you there. In this video lesson, how can we sound more natural in English speaking? How can we sound more like a native speaker even? So in today's lesson, I'm going to help you with that. I'm going to talk to you about, I'm gonna talk to you about sentence stress. I will tell you more about that in a moment. But this will help you sound more natural, and also it will help you understand native speakers much better. I just had a great lunch. What? I just had a great lunch. I just had a great lunch. So, compare these two sentences. I just had a great lunch. This is nice and clear, and for some situations that's important. And also, when you are beginning and you're learning English speaking pronunciation, I suggest you keep it slow like that. Don't go fast until you get higher and a higher level. But if you want to start to sound more natural, we use something called sentence stress and weak sounds. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about weak sounds and sentence stress. I just had a great lunch. I just had a great lunch. What are the strong words in this sentence? I just had a great lunch. Yeah, in this sentence, I and lunch. Maybe great is a little bit strong as well. What are the weak words in this sentence? Just, had, Right. So, why? Well, the important words in a sentence, the ideas or the words which we consider to be important in this sentence or this message we want to convey are stronger. They are stressed. So the other words are much weaker. So this is a much more fluid, faster way to speak. So just had a. These words are weak sounds. They are almost like schwa. We call it schwa, which is a weak sound. In English speaking. Just had a. All right, let's talk about sentence stress. How can you practice it? And how can you hear it? All right, so let me give you some sentences. How are you? How are you? So we don't usually say, how are you? How are you? Or, how are ya? In Australia, how are ya? So usually it's, how are you? How are you? What are the weak words in this question? Right, how are, especially are. And you is the strong word, because that is what's important. That's what we're talking about here. How are you? Now, let's take a look at some more sentences. Please tell me. I will give you a sentence, and you tell me what are the strong words and what are the weak words in the sentence. Let's go. How was your weekend? How was your weekend? So what is the strong word? It's really weekend mainly, isn't it? How is also quite strong. So how was your weekend? So we want to know how, like was it good, was it bad, and weekend. So these are the two main points. And was ya is just the middle part. It's not so important. How was your weekend? Okay, now I'll give you a statement and tell me, what are the strong words? I went to the beach yesterday. I went to the beach yesterday. What did you hear? What was strong? Yes, beach and yesterday. That's the main part. That's almost all you hear sometimes. Beach yesterday. And I went to the beach yesterday. They are much softer, weaker, and they are joining together. We emphasize the strong words, the important words in the sentence. I went to the beach yesterday. Of course, it depends on what is important for you. So we shift the sentence stress if something is more important. For example, you can say, I went to the beach yesterday. I went to the beach yesterday. What am I saying here? That's right, not 3 days ago, not last week, yesterday. Or, I went to the beach yesterday. I went to the beach yesterday. No, I didn't go to the park. I didn't go to the city. I went to the beach. So, that is different. That is when you want to make a strong point about something. But in general, we can practice sentence stress in general. So, a general rule for this. The strong words in sentences are the nouns, the main verbs, and the adjectives. The nouns, the main verbs, and the adjectives. These are usually the most important words in a sentence. Let's try one. We had a great time on the weekend. We had a great time on the weekend. What is strong here? Great, yes, an adjective. Time, yes, a noun. And weekend, also a noun. So the verb had is a little bit strong here. So that is the verb, but not so much in this case. And what are the weak words in this sentence? We had a little, and on the. So in general, you can see it's the little words. So you can think about it like that if you want. Usually the bigger words are more stressed and the little words are weaker. That is in general. But the basic rule is the weak sounds are the pronouns. So we, you, and I, and them, and that place or it. The articles, the, a, and an. The prepositions. So on, at, in. These little words for place and time and direction and so on. And the auxiliary verbs. What are they? So that is the to be verb. For example, she is Spanish. She's Spanish. Or the to have verb. Okay? And the to do verb. So does. What does she do? What does she do? So what is her job? What does she do? So does, in this case, is weak. What does she do? Now, the second one, do, is stronger because this is about the job. This is about the occupation. So we want to know what is the person's job? What does she do? All right, so let's practice some other sentences and just start to be aware of the strong sounds and the weak sounds. Sally's coming over for lunch. So here you can see Sally is much weaker, and for is much weaker. Next one. That movie was fantastic. So that is weak, and was the auxiliary verb, was. That movie was fantastic. Jane is such a kind, friendly person. Jane is such a kind, friendly person. Great. So what's weak here? is such a, is such a. Jane is such a. And the strong words, kind, friendly person. All right, let's try two more. I saw Jack in the city yesterday. I saw Jack in the city yesterday. So, I'm showing you here what is weak and what is strong. I'll see you at the meeting next week. I'll see you at the meeting next week. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to listen to some natural conversation. I'm going to chat to you. I'm going to talk to you about my weekend, last weekend, in a natural conversational way, like a native speaker would chat with his friends. And you can listen and pay attention to the sentence stress and the weak sounds in the sentences. And then read. You can read the text and follow. Let's try it. So what did I do on the weekend? What did you get up to on the weekend? Well, let's see. On Saturday, I went to the park and I read my book for a while. I caught some sunshine. I laid in the sun and relaxed, did some reading. I did a bit of work at home. And then I went to the gym later in the day and did some weights and exercised for about an hour. I did some groceries, that kind of boring stuff. Just did some house chores. And then on Sunday, I caught up with my good friend Caesar and we went out for breakfast. And I had some muesli and fruit. We had a coffee and we had a chat and just caught up on the latest news. And then I went over to Paddington and went to a yoga class, which was really great because I haven't done that for a while. So that was nice. And then I met my other friend Caroline at the bookshop cafe, and we had a cup of tea and a chat, and we talked about our lives and everything we're doing. And then later I just went to the park again actually and got some more sun and did some more reading. So it was really nice. Okay. So that is a general normal kind of flow of conversation. And also you can hear some fillers that I use, like, and let's see, and well. This is a really natural way of speaking when you're in conversation. I'm doing a video on this next, so you can watch that one. The link will be here, I think. I hope this helps you. You can watch the video again and repeat. Repeat the sentences and practice and notice the strong words and the weak words in the sentence. Have fun. See ya.